From the fiendish mind of Dr. Gero comes Android 18, along with her brother 17, who we will talk about in a later video. Both of these kits come from the Figuart line, which is a part of Bandai, and you know, these guys do a lot of model kits like Gundam and all that kind of jazz, so you can expect some high quality stuff, right? I guess the first question you gotta ask yourself when you're looking at these figures is how well does it capture the look of Android 18 from the anime? Well, in my opinion, I think it does it pretty well. The body looks good. The only issue I really have is there's something just slightly off about the face. Maybe it's a little bit too puffy, it's not as angular, maybe as what I'd like it to be, but there's just something that's not quite right about it, and I just can't put my finger on it. But of course, this kit has stickers. We have the big red ribbon logo on the back here. Of course, will look better if you paint it up, but it's not too bad. We also have the blue bits on the belt, as well as the belt buckle, and we also have a plethora of eye stickers. Stickers which give a lot of expression in different shapes to the irises, or the irises, whatever, and can look quite nice because it's already got the outlines on, as you can see as I really poorly try and give you an attempt of what these would each look like. The problem is there's nowhere to put these stickers. If you were going to use them, you have to cover up the eyes, and the eyes are made up of multiple pieces, as you can see here. So it almost seems like kind of a waste to do it because you're covering up this detail that you've got. I really like how the eyes are put together, so it is weird that you kind of would negate this through the stickers. It's a weird choice for only a little bit more expression. So let's talk about articulation. The head's on a ball joint, so it can look left and right and up and down and all that kind of jazz. But obviously the hair kind of gets in the way around the collar and limits it a little bit. The real problem is the neck joint. It really easily just rolls off. There's two ball joints in the neck and yet nothing to hold the bottom ball on, so it just slides off. The arms move up and down, fairly decently. And you also have a just slightly over 90-degree elbow bend, which is okay. It's not too bad. It's a bit cleaner looking than a Figuart. The bicep swivel, however, is a peg, and you can just pull it off. So I do worry about that in the future. I really think it would have been better to just build it together so it didn't kind of come apart. We also have a butterfly joint for the shoulder here, so you can roll it forward. But just because of the shape of it, it doesn't really do a huge amount with the jacket on. And we also have the waist joint here, which again is a little bit stiff because there's no polycaps in here, but you can turn it left and right as you see and then tilt it forward. And you get a little bit if you tilt it back, but not a huge amount. We'll just take off the heads because it's easier. Like I say, a little bit, but it makes a gap right above the belt there, which is a shame. As for the lower half of the body, we have a little rubbery skirt here. I would have liked the skirt to be a little bit longer, to be honest, and I wish it moved forward a lot more. It's really stationary. It moves back, and you can get the legs to go out to the sides at least, but it's not desperately pliable. I'm not sure if it's more or less than the Figuart, but it does like to push the leg down. It also doesn't help that the leg has problems, but we'll get to that. Knee double jointed, that's fine. Ankle on a ball joint, it's fairly okay, but not amazing. The big problem is, obviously you can't move the legs back and forward, is this hip joint. It comes apart super duper easily. Like ridiculously easily. It's a real pain in the ass, and I wish I knew how to fix it, but I don't think you can. There is also a hip swivel as well if you want it there. So that's a big issue with this figure. Now you can unassemble the jacket and have a different look for 18, and it does give access to a little bit more articulation as well. And if you remove 18's chest bit here, chest piece, you get to see the bomb on the inside. It's really pointless, really, because it's going to be covered up and hidden most of the time. Extra pieces for no reason. We also got the grooves in here for where the jacket would go. We get a little bit more articulation, and I think maybe a little bit of a better look, all in all, than the jacket. I don't know, I really can't decide if I like this better or worse, but you do get more of the butterfly joint working, and the hair obviously doesn't bounce off anything. The hair still comes off, of course, but it doesn't collide with the collar of the jacket, so that's a benefit, I guess. What does 18 come with in terms of accessories? Well, she has two open hands for the extra posing, whether that be hands on the hips or firing key blast out of her hands. You also have an extra belt with more stickers on, obviously, and there's a port on the back for you to plug her into a stand to get her into flight poses and all that jazz. And we have three faces. We have standard face, a shouting face. The shouting face actually has a tongue sticker. I forgot to mention that one. And a looking down face, which is kind of a kissing face as well. Kinda, because the eyes kind of, it sort of works, kinda. You also get this key blast thing. It looks pretty nice. Would look better, of course, if I painted it. But it gives a decent impression of what a energy blast would look like. It's yellow. It comes on the stand, which can be adjusted as well. But the stand's not really made for the figure. It's really made for this energy blast. All in all, if you're looking for a representation of Android 18, I think this does a pretty good job. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I will allow most of those problems to slide just versus the only other option, which is the Figuart, which is yee, ooh, haha, no. That price is a little bit too high for my blood, but if you can afford it, the Figuart might do you better. If you're a model maker, I think you'll be disappointed with the lack of the poly caps and the fact that the build is really simple. If you put this up against a Gundam kit, it kind of feels cheap, at least in my eyes. So it's okay, go for it if you need an 18. If you've got the Figuart, you're probably okay. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this review. I hope it's been fun and entertaining. It's been fun to get back and fight with my cameras. It usually is a pain to use. And I will catch you next time for another video, whether that be Dark Souls or something else. Catch you later, peeps.